Good hello friends, my name is Mel and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a challenge that one of my friends here on BookTube, Miriam, created. I think we're calling it the Book Characters as Avatar: The Last Airbender Benders Challenge. Book Characters as Benders Challenge. Book Characters as Benders. I think that flows a little bit better, yes. I have about 20 characters in this Owl Crate mug, and they're from series that I recently read, series with fairly iconic characters in them, and then just like a handful of characters that as I was writing them down as I was going that I think would have a really good character fit, or bender fit. So really quickly, let me explain. We have airbending, waterbending, earthbending, and firebending. However, I'm also going to include someone who I think is a non-bender. So if I pick a character and I think that they don't really fit the vibes of any of the benders, they're probably a non-bender. So let's go ahead and get this started. So pick number 1 is Oak from The Cruel Prince. Oak, I think, is an earthbender because he really is just such a sweet little nugget that deserves the world. He needs to be protected at all costs. And I feel like most earthbenders, I was really gonna say earthbenders are down to earth, well, duh. But I think that Oak is just such a sweet, sweet little thing. And he really has such a grounded soul. So I do think that he would be a great earthbender. Pick number 2 is, what are the odds? Jude Duarte, also from The Cruel Prince. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. It's been a couple weeks since I've read The Cruel Prince, and honestly, I think, what do I think? I think Jude could be a waterbender, but like Legend of Korra waterbender when they get that extra, added power with the, I think she'd be an intense bloodbender. So, yeah, that's what I'm sticking with. Pick number 3, hopefully not from The Cruel Prince. It's Jax from the Caraval trilogy. Now Jax, I think Jax would be a firebender because he's just like the right amount of diabolical, but also like he kind of has, I don't know, he's not your typical firebender. So like I do think that he would be a good firebender. Oh, he'd play so many tricks with it. And he would love to redirect lightning. He would use that. Yeah, he's a firebender. He's a firebender. Okay, I'm not looking. Oh, here's a good one. Eli Cardale from Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Eli makes me angry. Like really angry. But I don't think he's a bender. He's a non-bender. He's giving me like really passive-aggressive villager vibes in the sense that like he knows he's powerless and he can't really do much, so he's just kind of angry all the time. But he also kind of gives me like Lord Ozai vibes in the fact that he's crazy. So Eli is either a firebender or a non-bender, but I'm leaning more towards non-bender. Yeah. Okay, what is this, pick number 5? Oh, what are the odds? Victor Vale, also from Vicious. I think Victor's he's a waterbender from the Southern tribe because he gives me like Katara and Sokka vibes in the sense that like he cares, but he also will be ruthless if he needs to be. So, alright, next pick. Ooh, here we go. Okay, Errol Fane from Strange the Dreamer. When I was reading what Errol Fane was like in Strange the Dreamer, I immediately got airbender vibes from him. Granted, that was like at the beginning of Strange, but like I totally think he's an airbender. Like totally think he's an airbender. There's another series in here that I haven't picked yet. Okay, I got Rowan from Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I'm reading Scythe right now. And Rowan he's a very sassy character. He reminds me a lot of Sokka, but also a lot of Toph. So I think I'm gonna make him an earthbender. He totally, oh my gosh, he totally reminds me of the two earthbenders that are in Legend of Korra. I don't remember their names because I like don't watch Legend of Korra as much. And like I really only watched it through all the way once, but yeah, he's an earthbender. Yep. I like that one. Okay, we have Legend. I feel like Legend would also be a firebender like with Jax because they're kind of the same person to me. They're like they're not the same person, but they have the same personality, the same vibes, the same overarching like mysterious, kind of dark, and like love to mess with you. And I can see the both of them like having like, oh my gosh, there is Zuko and Azula for sure. Like I can totally imagine Jax being like capable by redirecting lightning, and then Legend being the one to just firebend, like only know how to firebend for now, and then them they're both firebenders. There's literally one series that I haven't pulled out from that I know is in here. There we go. Alec from the Mortal Instruments. I had to throw in a classic series in here. Okay, Alec. Oh, this is hard. Well, I think because he's a little bit more precise with like his bow and arrow, I do think that he would be a waterbender because I think he's gentle enough, but also like has that flow to him. So I would classify Alec as a waterbender. Okay, who do we have next? Oh, Sarai from Strange the Dreamer. I think Sarai is also a waterbender just because she's so soft. Like, and I'm not saying that waterbenders are soft in any like way, shape, form. However, I do think that because so I think Sarai would be a non-bender because she's just like too soft to bend. Like I don't think she'd be very like developed as a bender. Yeah, she's a non-bender. Oh, okay, Miriam from Mirage by Sonia Dowd. I think Miriam would be a firebender because she's genuinely angry for like 95% of the book. And then you have those like 5%, those moments where she's just so like, oh, you're my sister. Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? So I think she's a firebender because she can use that power, but also she kind of has a redeeming arc towards the end of Mirage. And that's, you know, giving me very slight Zuko vibes. There aren't a lot of airbenders. We need some more airbender-like characters in this world. Carden from The Cruel Prince. I think Carden's a non-bender and he's angry about it. He's either a non-bender or like an earthbender, but like a very subtle earthbender. Like he's not gonna let you know that he has powers, and then when he's angry at you, he's just gonna like deck you in the face with rocks. So, up next I pulled out Citra, who is also from Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Citra right now is giving me very like earthbender vibes, but she's giving me slight airbender vibes. I do think she could be an airbender, only because she's like so curious and asking questions, and she's just kind of level-headed, whereas Rowan in comparison is a little bit more erratic. So I think she has like the calmness of an airbender. Yeah, I think an airbender would be a good fit for her. Who did I get? Okay, Magnus I know is a magical creature, but I think if we were to throw him in the Avatar world, I don't think he'd be a bender. I feel like Magnus has lived such a life that he'd be okay with being normal. I would make Magnus a non-bender, but I would love to see how sassy he would get as like a mortal. We're winding down. I think there's like 7 more. Ooh, okay, Donatella Dragna. Tella from the Caraval series. Tella is erratic, kind of spontaneous, also kind of crazy, and I think that's a little bit characteristic of a firebender. So I do like her as a firebender, but she'd be like a controlled firebender. Ooh, Izzy. Okay, I have a lot of firebenders. Honestly, Izzy really is a flame. Like, Izzy's a firebender. Like, I have no question about it. I like that. Moving on. Okay, Scarlet from Caraval. Now this is one that I've been debating for a little bit, like especially when I first wrote down on this list. I think that Scarlet is grounded. She's also very wise. So I do think that she could be an airbender, and an airbender that needs to like learn their ways. Like she definitely has a good head on her shoulders, and like she's very conscious of the thoughts that she has. So I do think that she'd be an airbender. When Aang is describing the benders of the air nomad tribes, Scarlet seems like such an air nomad. Like, she'll fight for what's morally right. She'll trust people when she knows that, you know, she shouldn't, but she's like a way less impressive Aang, if I'm gonna be honest. So, Scarlet is an airbender. Okay, Clary. Clary could be a waterbender. I could see that. I could see her, like, throwing ice into into, like, daggers. Ice into daggers, yeah. She has a very similar learning arc as Katara in the way that her, like, powers and her abilities grow. So I do think that she could be Katara-esque, but never compare her to Katara, you know? Okay, we've got Laszlo Strange. Laszlo's an airbender. He's, like, wise beyond his days. He's determined. He's a dreamer. Like, Laszlo is an airbender. Like, he literally worked at a library and has this giant mission that he needs to accomplish now. Like, yep. Okay, Amani from Mirage. She's our main character. I think she's, like, in between air and water. The only reason I say that she's in between is because, not to undermine airbender abilities, but I think waterbenders are so cool and that they can do so much more. So, actually, yeah, I'm classifying her as a waterbender for sure. Okay, pulled out Jace. Jace is a non-bender and he can be angry about it. And finally, Simon. I think Simon is the Avatar. Yep. No, I'm kidding. But he has lived through so much and, like, literally went through so much in the books. So I do think he has very Avatar-like characteristics. However, I would set him as, like, Sokka, but with bending abilities, you know? So that was it. I went through all of the characters that I picked out and classified them as benders. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my answers, and if you had to pick one character out of whatever book is your favorite, what would you classify them? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until then, I'll talk to you on Instagram.